All right, I'm gonna make this quick video. I already videoed it, but my camera wasn't working, so I have to do this again. This is a no crank, no start condition. This is a 2000 Volkswagen Jetta. We're gonna turn the key. All the lights come on in the dash. Our check engine light is on, it's right there. That's like the power light on your cell phone, y'all. All right, it's important for that to come on when you got the key in the on position. I'm going to step on the clutch because it's a manual, and I am going to start the car. Nothing, no clicking, no nothing, okay? I checked the battery already. It's putting out 12.3 volts. I went down there and checked the starter, and I'm going to have to do that again for you. And so let's go out there and check the starter, make sure it's not the starter, or is the starter. All right, we're going to go ahead and crawl underneath this vehicle real quick. If you look under the driver's side, you look up here, and this is the starter. And on the back of the starter, you have a black wire running to the starter. I'm going to go ahead and pull that off real quick. This is the wire. This is the wire that actually comes from the ignition switch when you try to start the vehicle. 12 volts will run up here and run into the starter. This other cable connected to the starter is your 12 volt lead coming from the positive battery cable, okay? That just powers up your starter. When you hit this switch, when you turn the key, this is what actually sends the signal to start the car, to crank the starter. Okay, so I'm going to take that off real quick, if I can, if it lets me. I can't do that like that. Let me set the camera down for a second. Okay. All right, I got the connector disconnected. It looks like that. It's a single prong. If you look up in there, there's a single prong in that hole right there. So what I'm gonna do, I have the key in the on position right now. It is in neutral, and the emergency brake is applied, all right? Don't run over yourself. Make sure it's in neutral. If you do this, you can take a power probe, or you can take a hot lead coming from the battery, positive, and you put the other end over here, and then you give it 12 volts, and let's see if it starts. All right, so we definitely know it's not a starter problem. The starter is good. We won't be replacing a starter, okay? So let's move on. Let me turn off the car. Okay, we're down here by the clutch pedal now. And you see I got this is the switch that when you push down the pedal, this will close or open the connection, and it'll allow it'll engage or allow the starter to engage. This is the safety switch on a manual transmission. So I got that little pin. I'm going to touch the pin, and I got 12 volts. When I push down the pedal, I can't do this and hold the camera at the same time. Let me see if I can do that. When you push down the pedal, it'll go to 0, and then you let go of the pedal, and it goes back to 12. All right, try that one more time for you. Push down the pedal, it goes to 0, release the pedal, and it goes back to 12. So that switch is doing its job. So the starter's not the problem, and the switch is not the problem. Let's go a step further, and we're gonna check the ignition switch and make sure it's sending the signal, and behind here. So let's do that now. Let's start taking off panels. Right. Took this panel off. And of course, take the fuse box panel off. Looks like I'm going to need the that torque screwdriver. I may or may not need to do this, but I'm going to do it. It's already started. Go ahead and see if I can get this panel off and get this panel off up here. Let me get the right tools for the job. See what I need. Look up in here real quick, 1 second. I'm gonna need the same tool. There's one down here that I'm gonna take off.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm good, sir. How are you today?
All right. I see y'all do your diagnosis in full service, huh?
Uh-huh.
Well, I got a 1996 Mazda 626.
Uh-huh.
Man, what y'all try to diagnose?
All right, back to it. This is a skinny Phillips head screwdriver. You got to take these two little Phillips head screwdrivers out. They're real skinny. And like that. So now my cover should come off. Let me, I got to put the camera down, y'all. Sorry about that. I got to get that cover off. All right, on the Volkswagen Jetta, you're going to have to turn the steering wheel until you can get access to that hole right there. And there may be one on the other side too. Go ahead and take that screw out of there. All right, it's a Phillips head screwdriver. Okay, according to the schematic, the red and black wire, this wire right here, is my start wire. So when I turn the key in the start position, I should have 12 volts coming out of that wire. Okay, so let me see if I can do this. Let me go ahead and grab my pin out of here. It's my little T-pin, and I'm going to go ahead and T-pin it back here. And get me a good connection. Let me see where I'm at. All right, that one I have a constant 12 volts. I was not expecting that. Why do I have 12 volts there? That's my black, my red and my black wire. Let me check this red wire, because the red wire, it should be my power feed. I have 12 volts there too. So that's odd. I got a bad switch. I believe I'm gonna do something else here. Oh man, let me turn this camera off. So I'm over here, everything works in opposite like it does like a GM. Obviously on this, because I have 12 volts coming out of my black and red lead coming out of the ignition switch. I'm going to turn the key. Hold up a second. I turn the key and it goes to 0, so it grounds out, which would be normal on the Volkswagen. Turn the key and I get 0. Let go of the key. All right, so my switch is working. All right, I don't believe it's going to be my my security system. I can't get into the security system with my scan tool. There's a no communication code, but my light is going out when I keep the key in the on position. So I'm going to steer clear of the security system right now, and I'm going to attack that shutdown relay, that crank shutdown relay. That comes from the brake switch wire going to the anti-theft relay, that crank relay. I forget what they call it, some kind of shutdown relay. It's relay 109. So let me go and do that, and I'll get back with you. All right, I'm down I'm down underneath the vehicle, the dashboard. Coming down here, and down underneath the vehicle you got relay 109. This is your crank relay. All right, if you turn the key and no clicks, nothing happens, you want to check 109. They're always going out. On this case, I found the problem. I took it out, I plugged it back in, and the vehicle didn't start. So I reached my hand behind the fuse box, and there you see it wiggles, right? I got my hand behind the fuse box, and there was a loose connection there. Once I did that, I reached up here and turned the key, and it starts up. All right, so, and I realized when I pulled the relay out, it was hot. It was feeling hot, so usually heat indicates a poor connection. So that's why I reached back here and I started wiggling some wires. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and pull the plug off the back, and I'm going to close the contacts. I'm going to close the contacts and make it a tight fit, and that way this won't happen again, and he'll always be running. Let's go ahead and shut it off a couple times. There's one. Two. All right, y'all, that's a wrap on that. It ended up being the poor connection on the back of the relay, and that's a wrap, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and put all this stuff back together again, and that's a wrap. Don't guess, test. There you go.